Hey, what's going on, guys? Going to give you some picks. Masters week. I love this week. Does it get any better? Augusta National. I've got my shirt on here. Augusta. I love this week. I love everything it represents. So it gets all the players together, whether it's PGA Tour players, Live players. We got a defending champion from Live, John Rahm, which I expect to have a great week. This guy is just such a dominant player. I think he could just play this blindfolded. I mean, he has the intensity for this golf course, John Rahm. He's got the ability to hit his irons so well. Shots gained, approach has been a huge thing for the seven last nine winners. You look at Justin Ray's stats. That's been a big thing he tweeted out was the seven of the last nine have gained massively in shots approach. And that's something that John Rahm has been a big hallmark of his win last year. And also is something that is always one of his strengths. His iron play is so good. I think under pressure, though, too, of Augusta playing the back nine, as we saw last year with Brooks Koepka, with one of the ultimate competitors. I mean, you think about all the players that you put any other player with Brooks Koepka in that final round, especially making that turn, how would they do with the card, the gambler, the poker face that is Brooks, the alpha male that is Brooks? And I think there's very few that could hold up. Maybe only John Rahm could hold up to that. Maybe Tiger in his prime, okay. But the way that John Rahm, his intensity level on the back nine was so good last year. I know that okay, he didn't win last week. He missed a playoff by what, 3 shots on Live, but he's still been trending here in the spring. Okay, he hasn't played the same volume of events and of rounds that he had last year going into the Masters, but he's still been playing some pretty good golf. And I think that John Rahm is the kind of guy that you cannot overlook at a week of the Masters. I mean, go back-to-back champion, why not? If there's any player that could do it, it would be a player like John Rahm. So keep an eye on what he could do this week. What a player. But I want to look at some other guys here as we look at DraftKings, as we look at different picks. Had to address John Rahm off the top, but I'm going to look at Wyndham Clark. 10,000 on DraftKings right now, DFS play. He's a great play in your DFS, okay? Why? Well, let's see. Last 2 months, how's Wyndham Clark's 2 months gone? Well, let's see. He's gone T2 at the Players' Championship. Okay, he had a putt under pressure, right? A putt that would have gotten him into a playoff. And then beyond that, he won the signature event at Pebble Beach. Okay, course record, no big deal, 60. When it mattered, that's the other thing. He was able to get it done and shoot a big number, low number when it really mattered. T2 at Arnie's, throw that one in there on top of that at API, no big deal. I mean, this guy, can you name a player in golf who has been hotter than Wyndham Clark right now? I mean, with that win at a signature event at Pebble Beach 2 months ago, T2 at the Players' Championship, and then the week before that, second. I mean, this guy has been trending so well. If you're looking for a player, I know it's his first Masters. I know we haven't had a first-time winner since 1979. We hear it all the time, Fuzzy Zeller. But if there's ever going to be a guy, I think it's got to be a Wyndham Clark. Look at the way he gained shots. He's third in shots gained total on the PGA Tour. 13th tee to green. We talk all the time. You hear all the time that it's about tee to green at Augusta National. He's got that down. 65-65, and the way he was able to do that at the Players. I know we didn't win, but still, go low. And what did he say after that first 65? Oh, it's hard to back it up. Well, he did. He backs it up with another 65. 15th in shots gained putting. That's the other thing around here. He's a guy that doesn't know the course as well as others, obviously, but with that putting stroke, it's going to be so crucial, so critical, I think, to his chances this week. 10th in driving distance, what a marriage that is. One of the longest hitters in golf. He's third in driving distance total drive. So this guy has got the full package, but you need that at Augusta National. It's gotten longer every year, and he's got the distance that you want to see from a player that wants to have a chance at the green jacket. And I think that's what Wyndham does. Obviously, let's just be Captain Obvious here. Birdie average is the other thing with him. Okay. 6th on the PGA Tour. Wyndham Clark, I mean, you got to continue to make birdies. You're going to get into the teens as we see so many years under par at Augusta National. And Wyndham Clark, 6th in that birdie average is such a big deal. I think look out for what he could do this week. I mean, any other questions with Wyndham? There's just so much that goes into what he's able to do at this golf tournament. I know there hasn't been a first-time winner in 1979. It's a long time, but this guy has got so much. And under pressure, I love that he's able to go 60 at Pebble Beach under pressure to get that win on that Saturday. So we'll see how he does this week. Wyndham Clark. Let's look at another player. I really like Xander Schauffele this week. Okay. I know we talk about pressure. How does he do under pressure? It's only a matter of time. Look at that golf swing. Please look at his golf swing. The tempo is as good as it gets. It's smooth. It's silky. Okay, 99% of the time it's there. Maybe that 1% of the time that Phoenix Open a couple years ago, it wasn't there. Maybe under pressure. Oh, final group at the Masters with Hideki on 16 to par three. Maybe he, just didn't quite have the tempo there. Okay, let's just cherry pick a couple little times where it didn't work out. Okay. Not a huge deal. To me, he's still such a great value. 9,900 on DFS. This guy is playing as good a golf as just about anybody on the planet. Okay. So you got the course fit at Augusta National, played so well over the years. T2 in 2019. He was right there in the final group in 2021. Really good performance for him. I know. Okay, you can't win them all, but Hideki had to win that one. So he's a course fit. He's a player that plays really well at Augusta. But then recently, look what he's done. T2 at the Players, okay? You want to get players who played super well on big venues before this, right? The biggest venue before this was TPC Sawgrass. I know there's been some live events. I get it. But Sawgrass, he had a short putt on 17 that he missed that would have tied him, right? Not as realistic on 18, but still, he's been under pressure recently. That's a huge thing, I think, at Augusta National at this Masters, is that Xander knows this course, but he also has played so well recently. Look at his numbers. This is so easy to overlook, but look at his numbers. Tee to green, second. We talk about Augusta National being a tee to green golf course. That is about as good as it gets, okay? So second there. Shots gained total, he's second. I mean, the list goes on. He's seventh in greens of regulation. You got to hit greens around this golf course. The other thing, too, there's a lot of par threes that are longer, okay? We think about the fourth hole. We think about other holes as well on this property, but approach shots on par fives. Okay, so longer irons. You need to be good with your long and mid irons. He is third right now on the PGA Tour on approach shots for more than 200. Okay, I'm going to put all those stats together and say, wow, this guy has got a really good mid iron game. You need to have that at Augusta. You need to be able to flight the ball high. Xander has all of that for us. And guess what? If he missed greens, he's 15th in scrambling, okay? So he's able to get up and down under pressure. 11th in putting average. I mean, the full package for Xander Schauffele. He's got everything we want. Okay, and then when it comes to putting, these greens are so tricky, the undulations. He's first in three-putt avoidance so far on the year on the PGA Tour. That's so hard to get all those factors in for one player. You've got it with Xander. He's fourth in bounce back. Okay, this is the kind of course that's going to give you opportunities, but we're going to make mistakes, and these greens are fast. If you have a guy that can bounce back that quickly, that's a huge deal. And I think he's got a chip on his shoulder. We know that he was close in the Players. He didn't get it done. He knows how much he's been knocking on the door in majors. Okay, this is only a matter of time, and you can take that straight away. I mean, this is a player that knows he loves this golf course. He loves the chance of a major. He's ready for it, in my opinion. Final round scoring average, okay, 68.29. Okay, we talk about pressure. How does a player do under pressure? That's not too shabby, okay? That's 18th on the PGA Tour. So the knock that he can't do things well under pressure, I think is a total, it's an overblown storyline, okay? He plays well in final rounds, especially this year on the PGA Tour. Look out for what he can do. Oh, and top 10 last year at this event as well. So 3 top 10s, including 2 top 3s in his last 5 starts. I know he missed the cut the year before, but still, this is a guy that's so dangerous. And I think on DFS, you really want to have him on your team. Good player for Xander Schauffele. Outside of Schauffele, you look at the next guy down the list. Shane Lowry is such a good player. At Augusta National, I know we think about Open Championship, we think about links courses. No. Augusta is a really good fit on top of what he's done at the 2019 Open, winning that one. If you look at him on DFS, DraftKings, he's 8,000. He's such a good play, such a great value. Okay, if you look at DraftKings, he's plus 150 for a top 20. That is a steal. And why? Well, easy. This guy loves the golf course, but he can play well even if he gets off to a bad start. Okay, 2022, he started with 73. Okay, he was able to rally. He's called this his favorite week of the year, favorite course, favorite venue. He was able to rally and get himself into the mix and be tasting the heat throughout that Friday, Saturday, and really getting in the mix. I know Scheffler ended up winning by a decent margin, but still, the things that he learned from that close call, I think, were critical. He's played in this event with Tiger for 3 straight years in different rounds. Okay, so think about what that does to your brain, to your knowledge, and just the things you can pull from. Okay, the little things he would have learned from that. It's a huge deal for Shane Lowry. So what will he bring to the table for this year? He's just been so good. We talk about the Justin Ray stat. Okay, 7 of the last 9 winners being dominant or being a top 6 in shots gained approach. Well, guess what? On the PGA Tour this year, you're looking at Shane Lowry. He's 3rd in shots gained approach in that category. So he's going to be a guy that's getting you on the greens, great opportunities to score. I think it's just such a great fit to have that. What a strength, what a super strength, the superpower of this player in Shane Lowry. He's 2nd in driving accuracy. Think about that marriage. He's able to get it in the fairways, get in a great spot in the fairways, and approach these greens from the right angle. Critical. What an awesome combination that Shane Lowry brings to the table in that regard. He's 12th in birdie average. We know that it's going to be in the teens when we talks about the winning score at the Masters. 12th in birdie average is going to make those birdies and stay in the mix. It's a huge deal. And then he's 13th in bounce back stat on the PGA Tour. That's massive because I see at Augusta National, there's fast greens. You're going to make a mistake, but you also know there's so much opportunity on some of these holes, especially as you get to the back 9. His ability to bounce back is going to be critical. And I think on top of that, the fact that he loves the golf course is a huge deal. This is his favorite week of the year. So you've got to take a look at what he can do. But at plus 150 for a top 20 in DraftKings, this is a really, really good bet. So take Shane Lowry for the Masters this week. And we're going to close up with Charles Schwartzel, past Masters champion 2011. And this is a really good value bet. And what I like about Schwartzel is at 6,300 on DFS on DraftKings. He's at plus 600 for a top 20 on DraftKings. That's something I think this is a guy that can get you a good value. And the reason why I say that, look at what he's done at this course, even a couple years ago. But what has he done? Final group with Scottie Scheffler. Okay, he made to the final group in that Masters. Now, it wasn't on Sunday, but it was still on the weekend. It was on Saturday. So he's a guy that can get in the mix and still recently, and maybe he's out of his prime, so to speak, but this is a guy that knows how to play this golf course. He understands the greens. He's mentioned in the past that you got to have dead weight putting around there. So this is a guy that knows how to get himself around the speed of the greens, learn them quickly for a tournament week, but also just around the greens. He understands the importance of chipping at that golf course. But what has he done recently? It hasn't blown everybody's socks off, but he's 38th in Miami just this past week, 43rd in Hong Kong, but 3rd at Jeddah. So it's been a little mix for him, but he's still been hanging around, and I like what he brings to the table at this golf course. I think more than anything, it's because it's at Augusta National. This is a course he loves. Look at what he's done in his last 4 Masters: T25, T26, T10 that year in 2022, and then a T50. I think this is a guy that you have got to keep a look at and see what he can do at a week like this. Something about getting on a property, Charles Schwartzel just knows how to get it done and play well here for a week like this. I just like him around the greens too. I kind of mentioned that earlier. The way he chipped in 2011 with a 6-iron. I love the creativity he's using different clubs around these greens. You're going to need that with a guy like this to get you a top 20 or to bring value with your DFS lineup at 6,300. So look out for Charles Schwartzel. Thank you for checking in, and keep an eye. Subscribe to the channel if you like these videos, and have a great Masters week, everybody.